Hey guys, welcome into the PuggoReborn channel. We are back with another update 5 for Call to Arms Gate to Hell, but of course, this is for the Germans. And
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm here with Sir Jellybean. He's gonna go on an adventure with me, and we're gonna talk about what the Germans have to offer you with update 5. So yeah. Now one of the things that didn't get brought up, at least I don't see it initially with the highlights in terms of like the vehicles and all that, is the ammo. The ammo crates, the trucks,
it's basically not mentioned at all.
Yeah. So it's just a huge deal. Like, this is a huge deal, okay?
Massive.
So we actually jumped into a match to see what actually was going on with them. So we have this infantry cart. We're going to start with that. The infantry cart actually didn't cost anything. We already start with the German ammo crate. The cart you can get for free. And this, you can hook onto something. It's a cheap alternative. It has the same amount as a normal crate at 250 supplies. And then from there, you invest in the Blitz, or the Blitz, the Oval.
Yeah, it's the Opel Blitz.
Yeah. Yep. So the supply truck. Now that supply truck is worth 1,000 supplies. Okay.
Yep.
Then you see this half-track truck, and what do you call it? What's the
Opel Mutilator is the actual name.
Is the actual name, yep. And you're going to notice this has a lot more supplies on the back, and we were thinking, well, maybe it doesn't actually have more supplies. Joke's on us. It has 2,000 supplies compared to 1,000 with this truck. 2,000 supplies.
Massive. Just put it in perspective as well, if you've got something like an Ebelwerfer, I think it costs about 50 or 100 supply rocket. You're talking an extra like 20 rockets in that extra truck.
Yeah.
So it is a lot.
This is ridiculous. And the man points are the exact same as the supply truck. And that
it's 200 for a supply truck and 350 for the Mutilator, but by the time you need that amount of supplies, it's worth it. Definitely worth 150 manpower more.
It's 1,000% worth getting now. Screw the supply truck. I mean, don't get me wrong, the supply truck is awesome, but being that this is something that you can get, it's like a no-brainer in my opinion.
The only thing I think the supply truck might be a little bit quicker because it's not tracked.
Let's see. Yep, it's got to be. Yeah, 80 compared to 40, so it's half the speed.
To be fair,
but who cares?
If you're in a situation where you're having to tow something that fast, you're probably screwed.
Yeah, right. You shouldn't have to. Yeah, generally you're going to be behind the line using your artillery unless you're in a Katusha truck and being chased down by a T-34-85. So, no big deal. That may have happened.
Yep.
Stay tuned for that video. Anyways, so with that out of the way, that wasn't in the update at least, so that's a huge update. I don't know why it didn't get brought up, but it's not brought up now. So yeah, so next on the list here is the Wasp. Now the Wespe. And where is this in the tech tree here? That's the only thing.
It'll be on the artillery.
Oh, there we go. Got it. Yeah. It's in a weird spot here. So the Wespe right here, to get to it is not going to take much. Okay, you're going to be investing in the 7.5, then you're going to invest in the 10.5, and then finally the West. That's going to cost you.
Well, the West suits it there because it's basically a short version of the 10.5 that's in it. Yeah. So it's actually a good point of the tree because it's not like the grill where the grill's just randomly in one of the trees.
Yeah.
Actually makes more sense where it is on the artillery tree.
It's so disgusting though, dude. I mean, like, I don't know. I think what's great about it is, yes, you're getting a little bit of armor, but where you're getting it and how much you're actually investing to get to it is I think a really great.
And it's the good thing is as well setup. Is the fire rate, because it's 10.5. It will be reloading quite quick.
Yep.
So you can use it. I know it's more of you can obviously use it as artillery, but also it's a direct fire gun. It's a 10.5 centimeter gun that you can use to crack vehicles as well.
Mm-hmm. And something else that needs to be said here is it does have a hitch on the back. Now, listen, I'm going to say that you'll be able to use it. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's technically, historically, also classed as an artillery tractor because it would have been used for towing as well, like other guns and other stuff. So,
but we've been fooled before. We've been fooled before,
yes,
though.
Yes,
the cost, the cost of this thing almost being 1,000. I think it's a fair. I think this is a great. I think it's still a fair shake. I understand it's going to cost a lot, but you can get this within you know, day 2, day 3. I mean, latest
That's
day
true,
3.
yeah.
I mean, you can get it by day 2. That's disgusting. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It would be difficult.
And it's pretty fast. Is it 40 kilometers an hour?
So it's yeah, 40.
Max speed. That's pretty nippy.
Yeah.
To be fair. That's pretty nippy.
So you're definitely getting the firepower. You got a little bit of armor here too. Obviously, you're not going to have it right out in the front to take everything on, but you know, you're going to have a little bit of I don't know. I think it's a great weapon. I think this is going to be really fun to try, and if you can use that hitch on the back, which you should, even more power for you. So, okay.
Right.
Cool. And then the next one here, the Jagdpanzer.
Both Jagdpanzer. Is it just the L48 early and the more late version?
Yep. And that's going to be right here, the early. Oh, I don't even know how to. Oh, it's going to take a second to count out. So we got. Let's see here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, where we at? Holy cow. Okay, 7. You got to expect it. So 11, 14, 18, 22, 27, 29. Oh wait, no, actually 29. Yeah. 29. Yeah. So 29 and then 29 and then 20 and then 31. So it's going to take you all that to get down through to the early answer. Yeah. So let's why don't you I gotta just find it here. That's all. Okay, here's the early right here. Look how flat.
I will say
how low that
straight
thing
off the bat.
Good night.
Remember, this is the L48, not the L60, which I imagine which will come with the DLC. The L60 is the one that had 185 mils pen, bit like a Panther. This only has 139 mils, which is the exact same as the gun on the early Stugs and the late Stugs and the Panzer IV. So this one's actually not that good because it's the L60 that's the really powerful Jagdpanzer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're not actually getting any more firepower than a Panzer IV. Yeah, you're getting some good sloped frontal armor, but for the cost and research, it's not really worth it.
I mean, it's worth trying at least, obviously, but
it's a beautiful vehicle, but meta-wise
and low. I mean,
Panzer IV's got the same pen. The only thing it's got is the sloped armor and being quite low, but if you really need a Jagdpanzer for tank busting, you might as well get the Panther.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. The cost. The problem is, again, the cost ratio here. You're really giving a lot up just to get to this, and you got to understand too that
805 manpower as well.
Right, and not necessarily that you're hitting the end of the tree because you're really stopping at the Panzer.
It is a dead end though, like you say. You're going away from it. You're not going down to the Panther line and the Tigers. You're spending 4 points on nothing in a sense.
Yeah. Instead of just waiting for more points for the next, to wait for more points.
And to burst everyone's bubble, now the Panther tree is now in front of the Tiger tree, which is historically wrong because the Panther was newer. So you now have to spend 8 more points on top to get to the Tiger. So it's now even more difficult to get a Tiger, which is absolute nightmare in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the fact. The Panther tree being separate was always a pain, but the fact that you have to go through it to the Tiger when the Tiger came first as well. I'm not really a big fan of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, the only advantage that I'm seeing in terms of having this, and granted, this isn't much of an advantage, though it will be fun and interesting. It's the sloped armor. It's low to the ground. It's very low to the ground.
It is 100 mils max armor, which is better than the Panzer IV, but I don't know. Yeah. I think if you know the L60 variant comes with the DLC. That's a win because I think it's about 180 mils plus penetration in the L60. But that one's it's basically a fancy Stug.
Yeah.
So, it looks good though. I will say it's one of the prettiest vehicles.
There are definitely better options, but it's going to be unique. It's going to be funny when we're playing against the enemy, the opposing force, and all of a sudden they come out on the field and it's like you just see these really low ass tanks.
Yeah.
And it's tough enough if you miss. What? Yeah, it does. It has the 42.
Yeah.
It does have the 42.
Mounted. It's only
no. Unfortunately, it's not on the top, but it is right here in the front. So.
And a bit of history, Hitler ordered another 2,000 of these made, and the generals were like, "Why?" Because we've got the Stug, and he was adamant he wanted more made, so they had to divert Panzer IV production to these near the end of the war, and the generals were not happy.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
A little bit of history there for you. Yeah, this is the guy. This is why I have him with me doing this.
and he beats me.
And I beat him. Yeah. Yes. Well, you're not supposed to say that out loud, dude. Now I have to beat you. I mean, I gotta beat you some more. Okay.
Next is
so we're gonna go with the half tracks here. The
half tracks, Ausf, and the Stuka is a full switch means walking Stuka.
Yep, the walking Stuka, which is going to be up here yet. But let's start with this one here. So really, it's only gonna cost you 3 points. Really easy to get to the just to the D, not the Stuka. And the thing that I have to preface with using this truck specifically, you might say, well, why would I invest in this? Well, the reason that I would is because number one, you're getting the light machine gun, the 42, which we were just talking about, the MG42.
Is it a 42 or a 34?
It is a 42. I actually just saw that. I'm actually pulling up. That's a huge win early on. Like if you're using this.
1,200 rounds per minute. It's a beast.
Yep, absolutely disgusting. And knowing that your troops are going to be sitting in that thing right here. Sorry, it took me a minute to get to it.
And it's got the rear.
242s. Well. You got the belt. And then you also have the drum on the back. So belt on the front, drum on the back.
Conquest, it's a bit more niche, but I would say as well this applies to skirmish. Half tracks in skirmish are amazing at the start. If you play any PvP or anything, it will decimate infantry, and in some of the trees, half tracks actually lower the pop cap. So you can bring more in. So it's not just good for conquest; it's also good for skirmish and PvP.
Absolutely, yeah. And of course the hitch on the back. I mean, if this is what you're walking into, man, this thing's fantastic. It's a little turret on the front, back, and
what is it? 110 manpower. That's nothing.
Yeah, 100. Well, yeah, you're 110.
Cheap.
Absolutely.
What is it? I believe it's 6 or 8 population cap. Yeah,
literally costs nothing. No. And I don't see why you wouldn't want this. Simply put,
it looks cool.
This thing is disgusting. Yeah. So you could buy. I could buy 2 of these, even with the cap being lower now, with the money that I already had spent and so on. But anyways, all right. So let's go to the big boom boom. The big boom boom right here. So to get to it, it's gonna cost a little bit here, but you're 2, 5, 6, 10, 16 between these two. Which what's really crazy, dude? 16. To get to the nipple sniffer. I'm sorry, the nebble whiffer. Yeah. That's what we were calling it in our campaign. Sorry.
It's actually, compared to the Russian tree, it's a steal.
It's so freaking crazy, dude. To get to 15 centimeter freaking cannons, you can get to these by 13, 16, and then the freaking
to everyone,
30
the 15,
centimeter.
in my opinion, is better than the 21 because you get 6 shots with the 15. And by the time you get to the 21, you might as well just go for the 30.
Yeah. And
you get 6 shots with that as well. You get 5 with the 21.
So to get to this is going to be stupid easy, and you don't have any ties to the tree either.
No.
So like you're literally able to go right into the
and that actually
the half track.
The half track now makes the 30 centimeter Nebelwerfer pointless because you're getting 6 shots on that, and you're armored and you're mobile.
Yep. And you have defense. I mean, you're gonna have the defense because I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a 42 on top. So anyways,
it's great.
So for 19, the cost of 19, you're going to be able to get a mobile sniffer. Sorry, I keep calling it that. I got to be careful what I'm saying here.
You can fire the rockets pretty much directly forward as well. So worst case scenario, just launch them straight at you. I mean, but it's a great vehicle.
Yep. So that's so ridiculous, dude. For the cost to get to it,
0 to 14.5. Additional armor 5 to 8, so this is a more up-armored version of the half track. You can see so that actually means apart from AT rifles, no small arms will get through, and distance AT rifles won't do too much either, which is pretty good.
Man, insane. And it's gonna be fun to blow this thing up too if you see it on the battlefield.
What's it points wise about?
So points wise, it's gonna cost you 1115. So it's 1,000 over 1,000, and then also
well, that's for what it does, those 30
yeah, no, that's ridiculous. I mean, let's look at like, okay, let's apples to apples, right? Let's look at the because what are these? These are apples to apples. So the 21 centimeter is probably gonna be the closest that we can we could get to.
Well, the 30 centimeter is the comparison.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's gonna be closer. Yeah. That's gonna be closer, right? 28.
It's the exact same missile.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it. So yeah, 6.
And how much is that? One. It's only a little bit cheaper, so.
It's a little bit cheaper, but I mean, for what you're gonna, you're getting more from that than you are from this. Though I would wonder how far you can actually fire. I gotta imagine this one you'd be able to fire farther.
Well, I think with the tank, the tank that we used, I'm pretty sure that was about the same range because I was hitting them.
But
enemy tanks over 200 meters.
But the arc isn't the same though, because I tried using it too, and the arc was just not there, and that's what I worry about.
It's more of a lob, but at the same time, because you're mobile, you can pop out, launch them, pop back. Whereas with this thing, nothing worse than when something's coming. Remember when we were trying to rotate them?
Yep.
As a half track, you're just gonna spin.
There's gonna be so there's definitely good and bad here, but I would say, if you're in a foresty area, man, just be very careful because again, that arc is not what you may expect.
The key is to have a half track of this towing and never work for 30 centimeters.
Yeah, exactly.
So you deploy that launch zone, and this comes in, does it as well?
Exactly. Oh, okay. So with that, we've got the Flak 18.
So
it does. Yeah, it does look better. Yeah, because this used to be actually a closed hatch. Okay.
Yeah, look how it's slanted at the back.
So we're having a little bit of trouble finding because we were looking at it wrong. It is just a model. However, the model does look incredible. I mean, I'm gonna be completely fair.
Yeah.
You have yourself
ammo storage.
Yep, the ammo storage right here.
Textures.
I really like that they put this little capsule or the
actual full-on armor storage.
Yep, coming out. Now, before, this used to be an enclosed compartment.
And you've got the ammo rack on there. That's new. The shells are stored.
Yep.
That's
so they can pull it off, put it right in. They're already staged.
Awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
It's nice that they actually put these new models in because I don't even use this vehicle. I've seen, like you say, General Shiva, great channel by the way.
Yeah.
He's used this, but it's not even used by anyone, and they still went, actually, we will sort it out. So it's nice that they're sticking to the historical models, even for the. Let's be honest, 1 in 100 people probably use this.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like you said too. It does have the hitch as well. That's normal to it. But I mean, it's cool.
I didn't think it was a good unit, but it's a mobile Flak 88, and with it, I think it has about 220 meters range. So if you put it just behind the front, you can reach out and hit pretty much any Russian tank, and you don't really have to worry about return fire because nothing can touch you.
Absolutely.
So it's great.
Disgusting. All right. So with that, we had the Schwimmwagen. Schwimmwagen.
Yeah, the Schwimmwagen, which is the amphibious wagon.
Schwimmwagen right here.
Yeah, that's it. Little boat.
Good, nice. All right, guys. We had to. It took us a second because we were like, "Is it in Conquest?" I guess not sure, but this thing can. This is amphibious, man. It's got the propeller right here on the back.
Full-on amphibious, because if you watched me and Puggo's first ever episode, I believe, we both lost a vehicle to a deep river. So it may seem pointless to have amphibious vehicles like the T-37, but they actually do come in useful sometimes.
Yeah, and it looks really fun. Like, I would love to just get in this thing and just cruise and get blown the frick up. Or you know what you do is you get a bunch of guys with satchel charges. And you just run up and jump out.
You know what's even better? You notice there's an oar on the side, like a road. Like, so if you get stuck in the river, there's some oars.
There's oars, yeah.
That's funny,
dude. That is so awesome. Oh, this thing is just cool looking, man. That just looks like fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So there's that. What is?
There's a bike. Couple of new guns for the Germans.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we were so new guns for the Germans. Let's look at that real quick here.
STG-44 Scoped and FG-42 Scoped.
It's going to be...
The FG-42 was actually in one of the squads. I believe it was the Fallschirmjäger motorized squad, but it's actually a paratrooper gun that they designed for the Fallschirmjäger, but it's a beast. You basically imagine it's 20-round box magazine, but it's ridiculously fast. It's like the first ever assault rifle kind of thing.
I'm curious if it's going to look like a sniper rifle. Like when you aim down.
It doesn't have that annoying ring thing. I hope.
No, it won't. I gotta imagine it won't have the ring thing.
No.
I mean, that would just make to me it wouldn't make much sense. I know in so if you guys play Hell Let Loose, like they have in that, their snipers have which one? Not Germans. It's the Soviets.
The Germans do get an FG-42 scope.
I thought they used. I thought they used something else. But either way. They're in there.
You can get to it eventually.
Yeah, so they consider this like more down that sniper class. I just hope they don't look at it that way, because if you're right, then that's gonna be super disappointing. Because this is semi-automatic, so like.
It's rapid fire.
This one's it's rapid fire.
FG.
Oh, I thought it was a semi-automatic.
It's 980 rounds. It's imagine.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
It's a ridiculously fast and powerful.
Dang, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the STG-44 Scoped, which is everyone knows that is originally was the MP-44, but that's the original. The STG is the actual designation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
This thing's fun to use, man. It feels good. Or the sound of it.
Germans actually had night vision sights for these, and they were massive. They had like the first ever infrared sights, and they were like a camera lens on it.
It's wild, absolutely freaking wild.
That's the precursor to the AK. That's what the Russians signed the AK off. That's how it was. Beast. And there are some Russian weapons if you want to take a look, Butchers.
Yeah, let's do that here.
They've added the Thompson machine gun now.
It's all universal.
Yeah,
okay.
Fine.
Okay, so Thompson right at the bottom here. It's got the drum. Like, dude, I want to hear it. That's the thing. I want to hear it.
I'm sure they've got the sounds right with the sound because they obviously did the sound update, but
yeah,
the Thompson drum is god tier. Chicago typewriter. And also, don't care what it says, best submachine gun ever. By far. The Americans got that perfect.
Yep, you heard that. You heard that, folks. Yeah, we freaking we got it. We're the best. Anyways, so some of the other things that we need to look at are going to be in game. So stay tuned for that. But hopefully you guys did like looking at some of these new units and stuff. This is just like Christmas. I mean, it's Christmas early, honestly.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to check some of this stuff out. So stay tuned for the next installment of this update 5. And also, don't forget to go over to Sir Jellybean's channel. Check out his stuff. He's got a slew of great content. So with that being said, guys, a slew,
not stew, not a stew.
No, not a stew of beans. That sounds terrible. But with that, guys, thanks for coming out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.